we go. Okay. Ooh, this should be the last one, because I should be able to make this walk in 15 minutes. Although I'm feeling some things, like my bowels feel a little bit loose. My back above, like where my glands are, that's kind of sore. But if I count it down as a timer, I think I should be able to get back to the house in that 15 minutes. Oh boy. I have to figure out what I'm going to make for the rats as meal number 2, because I don't want to make 3 breads. And they aren't that good at sharing. The water doesn't really get hot enough to make those into like dumplings. It kind of ends up too moist. Oh. None of the women want to be that person. Like, they don't want to be the assassin hands-on in my assassination. They want to be able to secretly gloat about it afterwards. I'm pretty sure that woman would get executed. She wouldn't have the stories to tell when she's an old lady of how she beat the Secret Service, she beat the FBI, she beat the CIA, she beat national security. They wouldn't be able to say they beat all of those guys, because as far as her being dead, her being dead, it's a bigger deal than me being dead. Because what are you going to do with all those women? They've got all of those bad kids. They had no intention of ever being good. They violated their husbands and Sharia law, which the men who observe Sharia law do have the ability to enforce it on women who are not of their community, for having disrespected their own husbands or family members. So that would be a big disappointment that the United States didn't have a comeback for men who are observers of Sharia law, that these women already had execution orders. If you kill them, it's not actually that big a deal. That's having gotten behind in administrative process as far as the judges who actually issued them their execution orders. So you don't actually have much that you can say about justice being served with us not respecting Sharia law. would be about her having issued something that's so controversial that she would have then put us on our heels. And well, isn't that embarrassing? Would be, I guess, how we go forward with that, which isn't a secret to presidents who were president before, but for there wasn't that embarrassing. Most of them had the ability to get kind of enlightened on the back end of his presidential term, that he got exposure to these women's tendencies during his presidential term, how they would like to use him as president, because they'd always be looking to repeat it. He's a model. And so what countries are they looking to repeat this in? What demographics of people are they looking to repeat this on? Those presidents, having learned that on the back end of their presidential term, might have had their sentiment changed really fast on how they were treated by men, in order for men to be able to play it cool and make it seem like this was a co-ed. That men just always cooperate, versus now where women are finding out slowly, so they're not triggering major conflicts by using children. It's not really confusedness, I don't think, that they'd be using as how they trigger conflict now. But those women, oh, hi butterfly. Those women having not respected presidents while those presidents were in office. I don't know if they were not expecting them to come back on the back end. Still be a person. He's still a human being. And as far as being president, he didn't get fired. So if he's like posting up as having been president, a former president can absolutely post up as a former president. There are some men who had mandatory retirements that they didn't leave their desk after. So the president can do the same. He's just not at the desk in the White House, and he doesn't have a complaints line that she can call in order to keep him from making any progress. Whew. So for the situation, it's better. We got a big statement when they won't talk and say anything. We got a big statement. Oh, that's funny. The men look like they're drivers at instructors now. We got a big statement about what those women's intentions were as far as child rearing, as far as using children, and it's basically the same model as they were using men for, with the newly 18s being a hazard for all those men that they were seeking refuge with by becoming part of his entity. He wanted to be a firefighter. He wanted to be a police officer. Okay. Mail's over here. Okay. I'm not a mail courier. Things that get dropped off in the wrong mailbox, there's already somebody who knows that happened. They don't need the extra records to keep. By my having gone over and dropped that off at the address that